low humidity.
You want to go down to Florida, so.
I ain't going there. I can't stand
Everywhere else has got its nice between you and
I'd have to get
Florida.
I'd have to get a CCW if I was in Florida.
All those rednecks, I think you want to go over up there.
There's a lot of rednecks in Florida, Todd. Come on.
What about Arkansas?
Well, no way. Arkansas, are you kidding me?
It's cheap to live there and all that, but I don't know.
There's no place to go on the East Coast. So you're thinking Florida, maybe Texas. I was thinking about Texas, but nowhere near the Gulf Coast. So then you're up around Dallas or north of Dallas, and that's Tornado Alley. It gets hotter than heck up there. I guess the winters are okay.
Up there's a nice new area there, man. You come down to Florida, throw the dice on the hurricane.
Yeah, roll the dice. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's Hurricane Alley, man.
I know where you go, Joe. I got the perfect one. British Columbia. Move up there to Canada.
Every hurricane wants to go to Florida.
It doesn't get cold up there. It doesn't get cold up there, and it doesn't really get that hot. The real estate is through the roof.
Oh, I didn't know that, though.
You can't buy real estate up there. Anything's $1 million.
Oh, okay. I thought, well, maybe the government owns it all. They don't give a shit.
No, all the Chinese moved in there. They got Chinese everywhere up there.
Damn, Jim. How things change so quick.
I go to South Dakota. South Dakota is like one of the freest states in the union. There's no income tax. Pretty much leave you alone, but it's so damn cold.
I got a friend that moved up there. He says it ain't as bad as you think it is, but like it's drier cold. He moved from Florida up there.
Drier cold, yeah, that probably is.
I guess you live in the humidity so much, but he actually enjoys it.
That humidity down there in Florida is crazy.
No, it's bad. It's bad here,
but somebody like you that wants to get up there and everything gets suffer. It's bad on me now. My old age.
There's no good place. America's been ruined. There's no good place left.
It's not that it got ruined. Yeah, political bull crap got everything, one way or another, Be the daggum insurance companies or something always grabs a hold. They gravitate, just like in New York. Every state gets that bad mojo in one way or another.
No.
You ain't got that much longer to go anyway. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be dead for long.
Another 10, 20 years, maybe 30 at the most. Yeah, if you're lucky, but probably more 20.
Renting an apartment. Renting an apartment on the beach in Florida, where I don't own it. I just rent it. Then if a damn hurricane's coming, I just get in my car and drive away.
See? Make it easy.
RV, man, and you could just pull up.
Yeah, but the roads will be so choked up with traffic you won't be able to get out.
Yeah, I'd be killed on the highway. What a way to go.
Yeah, there's no way out by the time everybody's leaving.
Wait a minute. You got Green Coast Springs. That's a nice place.
You'd be dead on the road.
Just like an alligator, roadkill.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
But that's a way of getting away from the hurricane risk. But all those places to rent near the coast, you're talking probably $2,500 a month minimum.
And move out there in Green Coast Springs. Nice area.
You're in a high rise. So they have those high rises that are hurricane proof. They were built to hurricane spec. Well, that would be pretty safe, but man, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Well, most of the houses by me, Joe, are made out of concrete, or cinder block.
Yeah, made out of concrete. That's like living in prison.
Yeah, pretty much, but a lot of them they stuck on them, and they're pretty nice. It's not prison, but I'll tell you, you're kind of glad that concrete wall is there when the big wind comes and everything.
Yeah. I worked with a guy, he was at a big airplane company. He retired from here and he moved to St. Pete Beach. St. Pete Beach? Do you know where that is, Todd?
That's right across the bay from me.
Yeah, they got all flooded out not too long ago.
You don't know. People's lives will be second. You don't want to offend Clearwater.
Jammed by the pussy.
It was all
Jammed by the pussy.
for quite a while.
Jammed by the pussy.
I don't know about DEPT'S. I don't know about.
I was lucky where
I don't have time for that.
People's lives.
actually lower lying areas than me.
But I think I would.
They moved down there. And they got hit 1 year later. 1 year.
You know, lived here most all my life, and I'll tell you what, the East Coast gets less hurricanes than the West Coast.
I tell you, that hurricane glass is really expensive too if you put hurricane windows in. I guess that's what they do for those high rises. You know, they got, I don't know, they're 6 or 8 floors. I guess they're made out of all this windproof crap. But they're really expensive to rent.
You know, you could take a sheet of that hurricane glass, Joe, and 250-pound man with a long crowbar and whack that glass and only star it.
Well, if you're not in a hurricane rated building, you're going to have to leave.
Oh, yeah, the windows will blow out and everything.
I ain't doing that. Yeah, who wants to do that when you're old?
I move out near Brunswick, New Brunswick, or Savannah, Georgia. That's not bad out there.
I can't live in Georgia because Donnie lives there.
Well, then he could come down there to the park and take you in the van and go out there and be the candy man with him. The candy man's partner.
Ride by e-bikes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have e-bike racing.
It's hopeless. There's nowhere to go.
Hey, did you hear that Lonnie Anderson passed away?
Yeah, I did.
Costa Rica.
So did what?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica?
Yeah, down there, South America. Well, actually, it's still South America, but Costa Rica, nice place.
They're going to no damn Central American country.
Rain all
Bunch of
time.
crooks. Bunch of crooks and weirdos.
Flood.
Revolution.
Rain.
Kidnapping. Bribery.
Bat.
Mosquitoes. I got alligators.
Horrible thing.
Well, that's here every day. What are you guys talking about? That's normal.
Hey.
The mosquitoes ain't that bad, though. They get a little bit bad reputation. Mosquitoes ain't bad, but the rest of it, yeah. It's here. It ain't nothing but a thing.
Just like alligators. Alligators get a bad reputation too when they eat your dog.
Alligators? Well, the dog will let you know. And if you get bit, you go down there to the beach road and get some, penicillin and shoot them up and hope for the best. And slice them open when it,
Y'all eat any gators?
I can't understand it. Your audio's messed up.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You're not speaking clearly or something.
Maybe I'll get too tired.
Sounds all frequency.
Well, you guys didn't give me any good advice at all.
What do you want to do?
I want to get out of Illinois.
Can't blame you for that.
I ain't going to Florida. Now roll the dice when you're 70 or 80 years old. Rolling the dice.
Well, just make sure you got a car, man, to get out of town and get out of the way. You know what I mean?
I probably won't be able to drive in a couple more years.
Is it that bad?
Oh, I don't know. going to do? Only thing I'm going to do is try to avoid the alligators, mosquitoes, palmetto bugs, and HOAs.
Man, that ain't all that bad. You make it sound like a bad thing, man.
You want
Ain't no big deal, man. You don't see them very often, man. You afraid to look out the window, Joe?
They're making excuses for their bad state.
We got a good state.
Making excuses.
Joe, it looks like a nice area where you're
worried about everything you shouldn't even be worried about.
I can't stay here, Todd.
Why?
I can't reveal that.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't stay
This is
here.
going on there, huh?
I have to
Murder somebody?
to flee the scene of the crime.
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
You know, I work with a guy and his wife, and they retired from St. Louis, and they went to Virginia Beach. He really liked it.
I got a buddy that lives up there. He loves it.
They got hit pretty good with a hurricane in Virginia.
It's a cool state.
Another hurricane place.
Nah, they don't get it nowhere near like here.
It wiped out our Air Force base over there.
Virginia, I haven't heard that guy in a while. Did something happen?
I don't know. I ain't heard him in a while either.
Body parts.
Virginia Beach, Virginia Beach.
KR4IS, Virginia Beach, Virginia. QRP station.
He probably electrocuted himself.
Might have got another letter.
The letter, you get a letter from the FCC, that's like a signal report.
You don't know.
The only people get letters that are people that have good signals.
Well, he had a good signal.
Otherwise, they can't hear you.
One thing he did, he had a good signal. KN4, NJ.
Got a lot of 55-plus communities. But that place looks really boring. There's nothing going on in South Carolina. Okay, I gotta go. I'll talk to you tomorrow, guys. You think of a place for me to go.
Myrtle Beach.
That's perfect.
Ocean breeze coming off the ocean.
Right here, it's gotta be cheap and good.
Like the air was washed, like it went through a washer or something.
Where?
It's so fresh. It's not on low tide though, but low tide can be a little nasty.
I don't know why Florida doesn't kill all the alligators. I mean, if they wanted to get more people to move down there, they should offer a bounty on alligators and just start whacking them.
No, we keep feeding them, man. We want more alligators, man. You crazy. The alligators are our friends.
It's good to have around if you ever need a new pair of shoes or whatever.
We're trying to keep more alligators to keep the northerners out of the way. From moving here.
Pigs. Any place that has those wild boars, I'm not going to either, so that eliminates a lot of places.
Florida's got plenty of them.
They got some big snakes.
I don't like snakes at all.
They got some big wild boar on the panhandle there.
I guess I'm going to have to go to Phoenix, where it's only 110 degrees in the summertime.
Yeah, only for a couple months.
You kill so many alligators.
You can't go to Walmart during the day in Phoenix in the summer. The glass will pop out of your car.
Yeah, you roast in the daytime and freeze at night.
You got to go to Colorado then.
Oh, that's too cold. Too much snow.
It's drier humidity. You'll be alright.
It's a dry humidity.
It is.
It's a mile high, yeah.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna go to that swinging community where if I could bring my ham radio to the villages, I could get on the air while we're swinging.
Well, yeah, the villages, man. It's a really hopping place, man.
Oh, that's what they say. That's what they say, yeah. I keep looking at the people that live there, and I can't imagine it, but I guess that's what they say.
know, it's funny, man. You watch some of it, man, on TV, and they got these, like, golf cart parades, man. You got Democrats and Republicans, man. There's more Republicans than Democrats, but they be fighting and arguing and all that political stuff. It's funny as hell.
Because there's a lot of East Coasters down there.
You know, from everywhere. You got it. Most of them all come from New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, all up around there, even around Illinois and all that.
Got a lot of Canadians in Florida, too. They all came down there.
They've always had that.
Yeah, I don't think I want to live with the Canadians. They always
house over there.
want to play hockey and stuff.
A big majority of them come down. They're snowbirds. They usually come down here about November and December, and they don't leave till the end of March.
That screws everything up. They do that in Phoenix, too. No one wants to be there in the summertime, so you can rent an apartment pretty cheap in Phoenix. Nice condos, really nice condos for really cheap in the summer, but as soon as October rolls around, they double the price.
There's another place out there in Arizona. Not really that a lot of people went there. What is it, Yuma or something like that?
Oh yeah, there's Flagstaff. You could live there, but that's where. What was that actor's name that both the husband and the wife died down there because she got poisoned by those rats?
What was that?
Hackman, yeah, Gene Hackman and his wife.
You got it.
Yeah, she got that. She got a disease from the rats. What the heck was that called? And Gene he had Alzheimer's, and she dropped dead, and he's just hanging around. I guess he eventually died. That was terrible.
Yeah, it's sad.
What a way to go.
Got to go some way, but I'd rather not go that way.
Oh, his wife was like 20 years younger than him, and she got that disease, and it just killed her.
I think the dog had it, too.
I think so. You're right. They say it's very rare that anybody ever dies of it, but they got it.
Well, they got it, and they didn't go to the doctors to do anything. So, whatever it was, that virus, whatever, just kept growing until it ate them up.
The dog was locked in the closet, man.
They say that she cleaned out some outbuilding. Like a couple of weeks before that, she cleaned it out, and she must have, I think it's in mice or rat feces or something. I don't know.
Probably so. I know they do that. That real weird stuff. It's been out there for a long time out there in the Arizona area.
It's happening in Colorado, too. And then in southern Arizona, there's something else. I can't remember what they call that. It gets in your lungs. I can't remember what they call it, but that can kill you, too.
You're just too paranoid. I mean, the chances of getting it is probably 1 in 100 million.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
One more time.
You gotta have a lot of rats around to get such a disease like that, so like bubonic plague or anything like that.
You would think so.
I bet there's a bunch of rats along the coast.
Hell, there's a bunch of rats on 7200. What the hell?
Got two-legged ones over here.
Gene Hackman had Alzheimer's, and she was dead. They say that he lived like another 3 or 4 days.
There's all kinds of rats. There's kind of lots of rats along the coast.
You know, the only thing it would have taken is if they just would have had somebody check in on them once a day.
The pool man showed up.
Was that who discovered them? The pool guy?
I believe that's correct.
You know, with all that money, you'd have thought he would have had somebody just show up once a day.
Yeah, like the cleaning lady, something.
It was stinking.
Boy, you got that right. Yeah.
You should have bet a hand. Send out an SOS for DD.
Yeah, but if you had dementia, you wouldn't remember.
That's right.
Forgot my call sign. What is it? Well, I forgot my name again. Oh, I think they call me Gene, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, and you'd probably get by with it.
I did on
keep that in mind. tell them that you keep it in mind, but, you know. They say it's rare for anybody to die of that out there, but boy, she got it.
There's sick things that go on all over the daggone world and the country, man. You always hear some kind of crazy shooting, kids shooting their parents, vice versa, all kinds of stuff, man. There's some mentally challenged people out here. I don't know what the hell's going on in the world.
And it was really important. It was really important in the inheritance that she had died first. If he would have died first, she would have inherited it, and then she died, and her relatives would have inherited the big part of the estate. But she died first, so Gene's kids, I think, got all the estate.
They probably plotted.
Oh, I don't think he had done anything.
Not yet.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh.
It's a big plot.
Oh, what is plot? Oh, the kid. Oh, yeah. Kind of weird that his daughter said that, yeah, I talked to him, but I'm only talking to him about once a month. I think she assumed that the younger wife was taking care of him.
Get pretty sick or anything, you would think they'd call 911 and say, hey man, I need somebody to check us out.
I don't know how that hits you. Maybe it hits you all of a sudden. They can't do anything.
Yeah, you might be right. Ask Google. They gotta give you the answer.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Good. Wow. How many years does that take? unfortunately, somebody's playing the recording now again, and I got some really crashes from all these storms been all around me. KN4 NJM. Yep, you got it. Yeah, they covering you up fairly good. I heard the Juliet something there, but man, it's rough, man. I said I got big crashes, I got a preamp on one, and I'm getting like almost 15, 20 over crashes, and noise is pretty hard down here. I'm in Florida. When little waves come through, you get like a bunch of little storms all north of here. It was really bad this morning. It was north of me up there through Georgia, big line of them there, but they keep coming off the Gulf and from the Atlantic, a lot of it from the Gulf on my side. And they roll through, and they're all around. Every 2 or 3 hours a storm, lightning comes in and everything else, so it's always nearby now, so it makes it rough. I hear that on your snow snores. Where you say? You said you're in Tennessee? Alright. Yeah. Well, like I said there, it's hard to make a good conversation because I don't know how much you're running. Man, I did kick mine up a little bit. I was running about 700-800. Now, hitting up there about 1,100, 1,200, something like that. Coming in, but you're not copyable. I mean, that time that was the first time I heard you that was more copyable than all the other key up there. Or maybe like 30% of what you're saying. So I ain't gonna struggle, man. Have a good one there on the 100 watts and a wire, man. KN4 NJM. Enjoy. About the same. Another thing there, KJ, I think you said. Alright, man, be safe there. 73, peace. KN4, NJM.
ET2P4 Hotel Víctor Sierra, la voz del Pepino.
Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Kenny, how you doing? Go ahead. Hey, Kenny, are you there?
See that? You already put one guy to sleep.
I guess he couldn't.
I'm going to get a little bit of a complex here. Maybe he's not copying me skipwise, but I heard him. I think I heard him when he was on there. Go ahead, Jim, out in Wisconsin.
Okay. Well, yeah, he was in. He came in real quick and maybe went off to sleep. Anyway, good signal on you, Pete. All is well out here. We're just goofing around, and I'm running the Henry tonight. If you guys hear some background noise, it's the Henry running in the background. It's making a lot of air noise, but no vibration noise. So that's been good. Go ahead, Pete.
What? Yeah, you're peaking 30 over 9, and of course we do hear the Henry in the background there. But hey, that's a sign of power, But it's still vibrating. I thought you fixed that, or do you have to buy a new transformer or remount it, or are you just living with it? Over.
No, I actually got it reduced. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear me. It would be competing with my voice. But it's mostly making wind noise right now. Those blowers that they put on those Henrys are noisy, and I don't hear any of the vibration anymore. I went through and one day said I was going to fix it. I was going to put some dampeners in there, and it seemed to make a difference. Over.
There is good. Yeah, there's Marty. Good evening there, Marty. And dampeners. What did you use for quote unquote dampers? Did you just remount the transformer on some foam rubber or something?
There was some material that Makesh told me about that was being offered on online, and that put that in there, and that reduced it down quite a bit. And then some other foam inside against the wall, so they don't, the pedestal, the walls were vibrating a lot, so that helped. It was just a whole bunch of little things, but the noise from the blower is something that I'd have to probably replace the blower to cure that problem. But anyway, it works, and good evening to you there, Marty. Good to hear you out there. Why don't you go ahead and take it, KP2XX.
Yeah, I'm operating very badly tonight. I should have listened to what's going on before just making a comment. Well, good evening to all. Good to hear everybody. Everybody's nice and loud. Jim, your background noise is like a Henry. I remember having my Henry. I clogged up every seam that was possible, even where the knobs came through the front plate. I even had to close them off and stop all the vibrating in the cabinet. It was just crazy. The only really thing to do is put a blower in the other room and run a hose to where the outlet is to cool the tubes, and that gives you some satisfaction. That's the only way to do it. But they do it right. The more air, the better off the tube. Or tubes. I used to run 12-6, was it 700? I forget what it was. 12, no, what am I saying? 12-6. 12 ace, I forget the number. 3-6, 1200, I think that's what it was. Or 12, I forget. But anyway, beautiful amplifier, heavy duty build, and things will run forever. And I agree with Jim there. With Pete, you're 30 over. And Pete, you're 20 over. And I could have the other Jim there in the background. I shouldn't have said that. KP2XX, nice to hear everybody, especially on the 890 where everything comes in nice and long. W2OT, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, W2OT, very good, Marty. Thank you for the report. Good to know it's cranking out some power. Anyway, I'm going to pass it back over there. We have out there Jim N4 MXZ, Makesh is there, K3VG, K2BU, Chaz, and Pete, W4JPD. And a host of other shortwave listeners, I'm sure. Anyway, Makesh, why don't you go ahead and take it? K3VG, go ahead, KP2XX.
I don't hear him.
He's been in and out with issues.
Yeah, he's been having some issues with that. It's that new version, I'm sure, of Fetus that he's using. All right, K2BU, go ahead, Chaz.
My tablet is causing the issue. Anyway,
Go ahead, Makesh.
Yeah, I heard Mr. Marty. It's been a while. 2-3 weeks last time I talked to you. I'm glad to hear you. You sound good, coming in fine. And not much new here. Same old, same old. Just playing around with a few things. And I got 15 minutes left to go to bed. So, Pete, when are you going to call the time off so I can go to bed?
Well, you know, usually I'm pretty good, so just stick with me, and I'll get you tucked in safe and sound there, Makesh, and getting to you, Marty, 20 over, great signal, and of course the 890 sounds great. That's what I'm on right now. And you know, speaking of old-time amplifiers and noise, I wonder if anybody has ever experienced or operated a 30S1. I understand, I think they have a 4x1, but I understand that they're fairly quiet, at least that's what I've been led to believe, but maybe someone's had some real experience with that particular amplifier. Up to Richmond, pick it up there, in for MXZW4JPD.
All right, Pete. Real nice signal here. Marty, hearing you very well as always. And hopefully Makesh will get that tablet straightened out. I'm sure he will. It's not hopefully, I know he will. So anyway, that's about all I've got here. I'm trying to think of things to say, and I shouldn't have been outside so much cutting grass today. It's made me tired. Anyway, over to you, Chaz. K2BU N4MXZ.
Yeah, okay, Jim, fine. K2BU returning. Pete, I think the 30S1, I never had one, but I think it ran a Ford CX1000. That seems to ring a bell. I don't think it was a glass tube, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm going to beat Makesh and you to bed tonight, Pete. I'm tired. With a long day today, and I'm going to turn it over to Jim and call it a night. Guys, all take care. Maybe I'll catch you in the morning. KP2XX in the group, K2BU.
Okay, very good, Chaz. Take care. You have a good night. And by the way, Pete, to answer your question about quiet amplifiers, my first amplifier was the quietest one I've ever owned. That was an SB230. Over.
Yeah, that had conduction cooling, did it not?
Did, yes. And very hard to get the tube. That's why I ended up selling it. before the tube was out. But it was a good little amplifier. It would kick out about 600-700 watts, as I recall.
I had one of those. What was it, an 8873?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the quietest amp I ever had. The relay click was louder than anything else, and it wasn't much. Anyhow, go ahead.
Well, that's just all.
That was a nice quiet amplifier, but not very well liked or well received. I guess people didn't like messing with that conduction material.
Rhodium oxide.
Yep.
Nobody had a liquid cool amplifier, I bet.
There are some out there, aren't there? I mean, back in the day, there wasn't there an Alpha that was liquid cooled?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. I had a number of amplifiers, and I think the best built amplifier I had was the Henry. Of course, that was a floor model, and then I had the Alpha 8987A, which was nice. That was desktop. That wasn't too bad. It did have a blower in it, and some stacks where the hot air ran out of. And then there was the little AL80B, which was a little desktop amplifier, which was very quiet and gave you 1,000 watts. A little light on the band switch, and you had to be careful with that amp, but it ran good. I had it for about 3 years without a hiccup. And now I'm running we'll see what else I had. I think I had Teal 922, which was noisy and loud relays, open frame relays. They used to drive me crazy. But I also had an SB220, Heath kit, that was a 200 or something, I forget. And I think it was 45 years old, still had the original tubes in it. That was nice stuff. And the modern stuff does too, but what's nice about it as we get older, the light stuff is much easier to move around. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, you've had a bunch. And 7-3 to you, Chaz. Take care, and we'll maybe catch you on 20 in the morning if skip conditions allow. Over to you, Mukesh. KE3 Victor Golf, W4 JPD.
Yeah, Roger that. Also, Chaz, good to hear you as always. I think we've spoken, 3 times today, so that's good. Looks like you're very regularly back on the schedule. And not much new to report. Just X-File is out, home alone. And nice quiet time in the house. And ready to go to bed. That's about it. Not anything else to say here. Go ahead, Mr. Jim, N4MXZ. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Mukesh. Yeah, you're going to need some sleep. Good night, Chaz. Get some sleep, and maybe we'll catch you in the morning. We had fairly good conditions on 20 this morning. Mukesh and I could work direct. KB3BB, the BB man's off on a trip, so he wasn't there. But he probably would have been able to work us all direct as well, and probably Chaz as well. So that was good. And I guess Pete, let's see. Oh, Pete, you still got 15 minutes, you and Mukesh. So pick it up, Pete. W4JPD, N4MXZ.
Yeah, okay, N4MXZ, W4JPD. Well, the quietest amp I think I ever had was actually the Alpha 89. And I believe, Marty, you said you had one there as well. Never had the 87A, never had that, but the 89 was really quiet. And of course, this little Mercury 3 is very quiet as well. But I'm on the AL 1500 tonight, and I'm sure you can hear it in the background. Maybe not. It's about maybe 1.5 to 2 feet away from from the microphone here. And Jim, I did quieting to that. I aligned the cabinet with some acoustical material. separation between the 8877 and the blower, line the blower, all with this acoustical material that was recommended. I think it was K6JHR, if I remember the call. He had pretty specific instructions on how to quiet the AL 1500, and I used whatever acoustical material that he recommended, and I think it made a difference. I really do. And of course, one thing I never could understand, well, actually I do now, because I think it all had to do with cost, was the fact that the fan speeds in the AL 1500, I'm sure on your Ameritron as well, Jim, they don't have it switchable. You have to go in and rewire. And and I think there were 3 or 4 speeds. I'll have to check myself on that, but I have it on a medium speed. And of course, the book says you could run it at the slow speed if you're not running RTTY or something like that, but who knows. Anyway, good airflow is good, that's for sure. KP2XX in the group, W4JPD.
Real quick, I ran my AL 1500, the fan control out to an external rotary switch, and I believe I had 3 speeds on it, Pete.
Yeah, that's what I recall, 3 speeds. It was low, medium, and high. I have mine on medium, I know. Go ahead, Wisconsin.
Okay, very good. I'm running on my AL82. I don't have that on tonight, but I run the fan on high, and there is 3 positions on it. Strange that they wouldn't have at least put a knob on the back of it or something where you could have selected the speed on the fan, right?
I'll try to find a picture of mine with the knob on the front, Jim.
You put it on the front?
I did.
Oh, man. How does it look?
Oh, it's like crap, but it's a knob. I got a matching knob, so, it just looks out of place, but it's not crooked or anything.
Yeah, I saw a YouTube video where whoever produced the video put it on the back, so you had to reach around the back of the amplifier to turn the switch. But anyway, go ahead, Jim, Wisconsin.
Okay, well, very good. Yeah, I've had several amplifiers. I was thinking back. I was wondering, Marty, what model of Henry did you have? It wasn't the 5K by chance, was it? Because that had a pair of 3 CX 1200 A7s. I had one of those. Really loved it. It was a great amplifier. Over.
Yeah, W2OT. That's what I had, the 3K. It was nice, but it was noisy, and it worked well. It just it didn't have a good trapezoid on it. It was a little flat topping, and I wasn't overdriving it. But the 1200 requires a lot of power to get power out of it. Pete, you sound okay. Your microphone's working. It's very directional, so it's we don't hear any noise in the background. And that's what it was. It was a Henry 3K, and it put out a lot of power at the time. I think with about 100, I had a 950 SDX driving at about 150 watts, and I was getting around 2,800 out of it on the 440 line. That's all it would do, but it would flat top easily, and but it was raw power. It just made a lot of noise. And if you're in a ceramic, a lot of air always helps, especially when it's long with it. You got to leave that thing up on high. And it was below, and it generated a lot of heat. And it was a good tube. You couldn't blow it. Not like the 8877, a little feedback, and boom, there it goes. But I'm glad Solid State came along, and I don't have to deal with all that noise and all the moving around when you had to. I put my Henry on dolly. I tried to get away as far as I could. It was only about 5 feet away, but it sounded like I was in an airport, Jim Gut.
Yeah, that's what my Henry is about. At the moment, it's about 4 feet away. So I try to distance it a little bit. But this is a 3K Premier. And this is the third Henry I've had, and all of them have been good. The 2KD5 was okay. It was just a little tabletop unit, but the 5K was one that I really enjoyed running. It was just a real brute with the two tubes in it. You could easily, if you had enough drive power, you could get it up there at fairly substantial power levels. Other than that, I built a couple amplifiers, some real big ones. Well, I don't need to go into that. Anyway, good. Had a lot of good experience with iMac tubes, 4CX tubes. They were tough tubes. Over to you, Pete. Go ahead and take it. W4JPD, KP2XX.
Just a real quick comment. If you go with more power, you need a phase 3 line. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, very good KP2XX and the Multitude W4JPD. Well, a couple of amps, as I recall, that I had over the years, they were fairly noisy. One was a B&W PT2500A that had a pair of 3 500s in it, and the other one was a BTI LK2000, I think it was called. It had a 3x1, as I recall. And that was fairly noisy as well. But I agree with you, Marty. I've had a couple of the Ameritron AL80Bs, and they were pretty quiet. And but I still think that Alpha was the 89 was very quiet, probably the quietest I had. Up to Richmond, Virginia. No, let's turn it up to the Washington D.C. area. We've got 6 minutes before you say goodbye. So up she comes. KE3 Victor Golf, W4JPD.
All right, Pete. Yeah, this thing is not cooperating. It's keep acting up. So I'm ready to say 7-3, guys. This thing is a pain. You gotta figure this thing out, what's going on with it. But good talking to everybody. I'm gonna say good night to you, Pete, and good night to the whole the group. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock or maybe 9:30. But 7-3 to all, and good night. And I'll send back to you, Pete. Go ahead, KE3 week.
Yeah, good night, and have a nice sleep, and conditions, permitting. Maybe we'll catch you on 20 in the morning. N4MX said, pick it up there, Jim.
Yeah, okay. And sorry, Pete. Makesh, that you're having issues here. Anyhow, yeah, I had an Alpha 78, and I've got the 2 LK500s here now, and these are both quite old. I've modified with the new power supplies. The Harbach, both have Harbachs, and both have new parasitic chokes. And that's really all there is to do with these. So they're in like brand new shape. Changed the tubes, and I think I'm just on the second set on one of them, and they go back to the late 1980s. So I've been real pleased with these. But I did enjoy the 1500. I put the switch right above the transmit light, right under the meter. You couldn't, the regulator board, and I think that's what the vertical board was. Anyway, the meter board was horizontal right next to the power supply, if I remember. But you couldn't get the switch all the way down to be at the same level as the band switch, which or the metering switch, which would have looked really nice. But it had to sit way up there, so it's at just under the right-hand meter, and it looked lopsided. But other than that, I got a matching knob, and everything looked good. But I enjoyed having the the fan control in the front. Now, my LK500Z Charlie has a temperature sensor, and the fan will kick into high speed at a certain temperature. That's kind of slick, too. And that might be the way to go for a lot of people instead of trying to wire it, hardwire it, or have a fan control switch. Anyhow, that's my comment on the amp, and I think I liked my AL1500. I had an AL1200. I had an SB200, SB230. The Alpha 78 was nice, but I think I still like the Ameritrons better. Anyway, over to you. Let's see, Marty. Go ahead, N4MXZ.
Yeah, I'll say goodnight to the other two fellows. I'm not getting a chance to do that. Very good. Hey, Jim and Pete, I don't know if you guys have done it. What I had to do with my Henrys, I got a sound meter. And I don't know how many dB to the microphone. It was like 86 dB, and it would just wipe me out. And that's why I started doing all the modifications to the cabinet, and I like only get it down around 10 dB. Pete, Pete, when it gets to you, I wonder if you ever did use the sound meter. And how about you, Jim? I think you might have tried a sound meter. I wonder how much noise is going to that mic. I think if you were on keyed, you think your signal will be at least 10, 20 over. On the voice peaks, you're close to, you're tickling 40. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, first of all, I'm about, I'm guessing 2 feet away from the AL1500. And I'm using MD100 Yaesu desk mic. And I'll just stop talking, and you can see the difference between what the noise level is without my talking at all. I'll just stop for a minute. And there you go. What do you think, Marty?
S9 on the voice peaks about 20.
Okay, down 20 dB. That isn't bad.
Yeah, how about you, Jim?
I'm not sure, but let me stop talking here, and you could. I'm sure you'll hear the signal. That's about 50 watts out without the voice.
You sound like Stenag 4285 digital signal.
Yeah, we're peaking, almost peaking to 40, and when you stop talking, it was 20, but the signal was long enough that it was there. But that's why I dropped it to the S9. But it's, I think a sound meter up by you, Jim, would help you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I have a sound meter. I could check it out. Well, positioning the amplifier in another room, a closet, or another room here, I could do that as well. Mostly I was thinking, Marty, about using this with my my digital stuff. I do slow scan TV sometimes, and also PSK31. And I figured I could always use the Henry during that, and a radio, teletype, whatever digital modes. It's not going to pick up the noise.
Yeah, and they also had some soundproofing, which probably would help. I was in a basement, and I couldn't get rid of the noise. It was due to my microphone, basically. I had a lot of the noise bouncing off my chest and then going into the mic. And if I was sidestepped the microphone, the noise, the amount of power would drop down on the watt meter. And there's all the things I did back in the day when we were just starting to run audio. It was quite challenging, especially when you had a studio mic that was not directional, and we had to do all this stuff. And I enjoyed it, but I got to the point where I just said a little background noise. At least I won't double with anybody. Over to you, Pika.
Yeah, pick it up there, MXN.
You hit the VFO, Pete. Check it. Go ahead, MXN.
Yeah, you slipped off frequency a little bit, Pete. And yeah, you're hearing some noise here from this one. It's on high right now. And this is let me look. This is a ZB, and yeah, it's got the switchable fan. So, anyhow, that's what I'm on now. The other one is automatic. It does not have the front panel fan switch. I like that better, but in some ways I like to be able to control it here. So, but I'm sure it's loud. And Jim, you're very loud. Pete, my noise is just high enough for you that when you stopped talking, your background noise went below my noise level. So from my perspective, you didn't have any background noise at all. So, but Jim, you sounded like KG-84 encrypted Stenag 4285 signal when you unkeyed. Anyway, it's not offensive. So, whatever you want to do with it. Go ahead, Pete. It's just about, unless you did already clear. Did you clear already, Pete?
No, I certainly didn't. N4MX said W4JPD. I just put on a different microphone here and just wondered if it still had the same background pickup as the MD100. This is a Shure 522. And Jim, when you did the test out there in Wisconsin, I was showing about a 15 dB difference in terms of your peak on voice versus open mic, if you will. So anyway, I'll just shut up here for a minute, Marty, and see if you're still seeing that 10 dB difference using the particular mic I'm on right now. So I'll just be quiet. And there you go. W2OT, W4JPD.
Yeah, Peter, S2020 over 9 on the voice, and about S9, the same as the other one. Good?
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Well, I guess it isn't all that bad. And thanks for your comments and report, Richmond Jim. Appreciate that. KP2XX, W4JPD.
Okay, KP2XX.
I just nailed my meter.
And I'm assuming now you're probably not hearing the Henry. If you are, I have some real serious RF getting back into the stuff. But the easiest way for me is just to set my remote headset on and walk out here to the den, and I'm about 30-40 feet away from the transmitter, looking at the output power and monitoring everything with an IP camera, and that usually gets rid of the noise. Anyway, let me ask you there, Pete. Can you hear anything in the background now?
You hit the meter at 50 over at one point.
We doubled, I think. Again, Marty?
I said I can hear you 120 meters. You hit the meter here at 50 over 9 at one point.
Hey, that's getting up there. Well, anyway, but no background noise, right?
No, nothing I can hear at the moment. No.
Yeah. This is probably easier than trying to move the Henry out of the radio room, is to move myself out here into the comfortable den and stretch out and in the library, so to speak. So very good. That works easy, and I have the equipment for it.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, when it sounds like you're sitting behind a jet motor, that's like that. But it's the audio sounds good. It sounds good. Sounds very commanding. Got a good signal as always. Over to what was it? West Virginia? I think the other Jim. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in Chesterfield, Virginia, but West Virginia's good too. Anyway, yeah, I heard that too. Pete, you had perceptible noise with a Shure that on the A2 mic you did not have here. I'm not seeing the kind of signal I think Marty is on you right now, but you had noise I could hear, but on the A2 mic I couldn't. And Jim, a friend of mine had one of those, and he actually put it in another room right behind the room he was in, his transmitter position. And and consequently had no noise at all. KP2XX and 4MXX.
Yeah, it'll work. I guess you just have to have some distance from the amplifier. That's all it really counts. I mean, you could go and try to soundproof it more, but oh man, I don't know if I want to spend the time to do that and the effort to get it.
¿Tienes acá mi vecino David?
And showed him to someone on the tarmac, and then I guess they got more gas, and then
we kept flying. So it was dark. There's not a lot of light, and a lot of dark.
Wow. Didn't even let you go visit the airport?
Well, we were at the airport, but we stayed on the plane. So that's the same thing. You're at the airport. You just didn't have to worry about catching your flight because you'd already caught it.
Well, yeah, but you didn't get to go into the terminal and get the little Greenland souvenir.
That's true. We didn't get to go in and, check out the Greenland Starbucks or get a magazine or a newspaper.
Have you ever been to Greenland, Todd?
I have not.
Has the wife?
I don't think she has. Like I said, she's been to Iceland a couple times, but I don't think she's been to Greenland.
No, well, you gotta go. And definitely go, in the on season. It's cool.
Go in the daylight season. Now, I guess, Andy, that definitely technically qualifies for being in Iceland or Greenland.
Well, yeah, we were wheels down, stopped, we were there. We were on Greenland. So, although I didn't see any green because the aforementioned dark.
Yeah, well, plane was on. I don't know if you actually touched Greenland.
Well, if you're on the top floor of the Empire State Building, aren't you in New York?
Well, yeah, but you had to step on New York to get to the building.
Unless you just had someone helicopter you in from New Jersey. And who wouldn't want to leave New Jersey?
I'll have to ponder that.
I think they're...
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you drive through a state, I'm still giving this some thought. If you drive through a state, you're still on wheels, although you considered I have been to that state. I drove through it. If you didn't get out of the car, actually your tires were in the state. You just sort of rode over the state. So I guess when you look at it that way, I guess you sort of were technically in Greenland.
Yeah, if I'd been a fugitive and had landed and I did not get off the plane, they could have arrested me for being in Greenland. If they had, I don't have any right now, but if I had a warrant for my arrest in Greenland, I certainly would be in Greenland.
Did they stamp your passport? They took it. Did they do a little stamp?
Oh, I don't know. I was too young to have a passport.
Wait a minute.
What?
Don't you need a passport to go to different countries, unlike the U.S.?
Well, again, this was a long time ago. I was even younger than I am now. And I don't think minors need passport. You're kind of traveling under your parents' passport.
Were you being trafficked, Andy?
Well, yeah, my mom was taking us from our house in California to her parents' house in the UK. So, yeah, there was traffic. Although, it's funny, when we got to London, and then from there we had to fly north to Scotland. When we got to London,
They didn't have a plane. The plane, I don't remember why, but the plane we were supposed to fly, we didn't have it. So they had to find another one. So they flew us on I think it was a 707. And there was maybe, I don't know, 5 of us on a 707 with a full complement of crew. And yeah, it was great. We had definitely lots of attention, but that's when we ran into the problem, and it's a problem to this day, that in the UK and in Europe, they don't put ice in their sodas, and they thought we were crazy when we asked for ice.
Interesting bit of information there.
Oh, it's still a huge problem. Even people who live in Europe and they come to the United States and they live here for years, they get used to the ice and then they go home and they say, wow, what happened? Why is there no ice here? The Europeans think we're nuts. What's with the ice, people? It's a conundrum. It's a huge divide between the United States and Britain, probably the rest of the world. AA7AB.
Well, do they drink warm soda? K6FJ.
Yeah, room temperature. They don't. I don't know that they drink as much soda. They drink water. They like carbonated water. I do too. But no, and then there's just no ice. And even when they drink soda, they think, why would you want ice? It's just going to dilute it. What's wrong with you? And then you fill a cup with ice, and they don't have to give you nearly as much soda because it's all ice. They think we're nuts.
And the soda's warm?
Yeah. I remember being on that plane, and they had these little cans of Coke, Coca-Cola, and they poured it into glass, and we're looking at it and going, okay, where's the ice? Can we get ice? Yeah, I remember going to, I spent a few weeks in Germany in the 90s, and had a coworker. She was Vietnamese. She'd come from Vietnam as a teen, and she'd been living in the United States for a long time. And so everywhere we went in Germany, every restaurant, she'd ask for a Coke and specifically had to tell them to put ice in it.
So, Andy, you were doing blow with the stewardess? Is that the story?
Well, I didn't want to come right out and say it, but, because I was at a tender age. But, yeah, well, things happen. Fortunately, this was before TikTok, so there's plausible deniability.
Well, on that note, I need to adjourn, and affairs of state need to take precedence over affairs of state. Good to hear you both. I'm sending you a couple of emails with the wife's work about, so as long as we're not bugging out here. Number 3A6 Golf Sugar Motor.
Digital modes, PSK31, the health driver, and there's a whole list of 14, 15 different digital modes and variations that I got involved with. It's just
I told him, I said, I'm glad we got this meeting out of the way. I said, because from now on we're doing Zoom meetings or Microsoft Team meetings. I said, this is the last time you're going to see me here for a very long time. Wow. That was bad, I imagine. It was as bad as yesterday, coming back from Midtown Manhattan, 3 frickin' hours in traffic. Wow. Well, Pagani, whatever the hell his name is, Pagani or whatever the fool's name is, if he gets him to be mayor of New York.
That city goodbye.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Midtown Manhattan yesterday and Long Island today, I have enough shit thrown all over me. That's enough of that for me for about 6 months.
Well, I imagine. I used to love Long Island out there when it wasn't busy, when it was still, you could look out and still see sand and hardly no buildings, and you know, go down to Patchogue and go all the way down to Bag City, and just have a blast. But now it's just ridiculous.
You gotta get out to eastern Suffolk County to start getting into that farmland again and all that other stuff. And I got news for you. That's a nice part of it. And you get out to Montauk and the Hamptons, and that's all great. But again, that just gets me further and further away from where I want to be, and forget it.
Oh yeah. That's what I say. It's a 4-lane highway now.
We had friends who just asked us, "Oh, you want to come out for the weekend out to the Hamptons?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, that was quick." I'm like, "I didn't even have to think about it."
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Even the Hamptons are messed up, though.
The Hamptons are beautiful. The problem is the ATF out there.